minstrel are going to exit stage left. And we'll be at the Fairy Hollow at 1 and 3 and 5. But enjoy your opening scene.
My lords and ladies, my lord, the Honourable Sheriff of Nottingham, has asked me to introduce him to you, lords and ladies, as the Honourable Sheriff of Nottingham. So, without further ado, I give you, my lords and ladies, His Honour, the Honourable Sheriff of Nottingham.
How was that, my lord?
Utter crap. But it's not your fault, Hubert. It's mine. I ordered you to do this while that other idiot is downstairs guarding the prisoner. Go down and fetch him and bring him upstairs. You know how the prince likes extra guards whenever you know who is here. Silly, I know, but there you go. Hubert, I said there you go. Go! So that's enough of that. My lords and ladies, as your royally appointed Sheriff of Nottingham, it falls upon me to introduce to you your Prince Regent of England. Now, I know that all of you, when you get your first glimpse of the royal monarch, will wish to show your loyalty with spontaneous applause and cheering. So let's rehearse that, shall we? So, when His Highness appears, we want to get your loudest and most lusty huzzah. So let's try that on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3! Huzzah! You know, I had all these jokes prepared for a lousy huzzah, and that was actually quite fun. But let's do one more so that everybody over there knows how exciting we are over here. Ready? 1, 2, 3! Huzzah! Excellent. Well, now, do you have that all out of your system?
Yes.
Good, because I'm going to have to disappoint you and ask you to refrain from doing that when His Highness appears. You see, the poor man, well, he hasn't been the same since you-know-who was captured and kept in the castle. His nerves are shot. I tried to get him to enjoy himself, to enjoy his triumph, but he won't. He just hides and sits in the dark and puts rocks together and puts a stick on it and calls it a thing. And it... Yes, Edgar, what is it? What are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be guarding the prince?
I cry your pardon, my lord, but, the prisoner has escaped.
Escaped?
Aye, my lord.
How?
Bolted his cell and is currently at large somewhere in the castle. You see, it was like this, you see, I don't know how it happened, but suddenly he grabbed Hubert's sword and just took it and started the slashing and the running.
How many times have I told you? Keep your swords out of his reach. Well, go run to the front gate. Tell them to lower the portcullis and raise the drawbridge. He may have gotten out of his cell, but I'll be damned if he will get out of this castle. And now I have to ferret him out. Oh my God, what if he runs into the prince?
Oh, good day, gentles. I wager you never expected to see me like this, did you? A prisoner in Nottingham Castle? Well, I believe you, it came as much of a surprise to me. You see, there I was, out on the Sherwood Forest Road, alone after a heavy rain, convincing one of our more successful patrons to share his wealth among the good peasants of Nottingham. Suddenly, the bough upon which I stood broke in two and sent me plummeting headfirst to the Sherwood Forest floor. By the time I awoke, I was already in chains and on my way to this wretched stronghold. 3 months I'd been, without any news of my friends or the comfort of the sweet Lady Marian, all while Prince John and the sheriff decide what to do with me. 3 months below, rotting in a dungeon cell. Well now, if my luck is changing, I'll be getting out.
You're going nowhere, outlaw, unless it's back to your cell. My lords aren't finished with you yet.
Isn't that funny? They haven't finished with me, and yet I tired of them weeks ago. Well, I guess that's the way it is with any visit. Someone has to decide when it's finally over.
It won't be over until you're hanging from a gibbet in Nottingham Square!
Lucky thing for you, Hubert. You're still here. Otherwise, you'll be in the dungeon. Thank goodness Edgar Helmut has arrived.
Welcome, Sheriff. You know, I've got to commend you on your training regimen. Edgar here seems to be getting much, much better. Perhaps it's just the months spent starving in your dungeon talking. But you have to admit, he is getting better.
You'll have plenty of time to think about my methods, Robin Hood, while you're rotting in your cell. You think you ate little before? The rats will eat more than you now.
Oh, careful around a starving man, Sheriff. I may have lost my taste for it, but my sword can still bite.
Really? All right, take him out of here. Aye. But not through the main hall. Take him out that way. If the prince sees that he's escaped, we'll all end up in the dungeon.
Aye. Grab his arms out here. Hey, I give the orders around here. To the dungeon.
Go.
What's this up? We wouldn't want to hurt you.
Go. If the prince had ever found out that he'd escaped, go. Damn that Robin Hood!
Who are you talking to, my Lord Sheriff?
Oh, no one. The air. What do you want, Hodge?
Yes. Nothing at all. But my mistress, Queen Eleanor, might have a few key questions she'd like answered.
Send her in, Hodge. I'm ready for her.
They all say that, and so few are. My lords and ladies, the Dowager Monarch of England, Queen Eleanor of Aquitaine.
Where is he? No nonsense, Sheriff! I want to know where you're keeping him in this wretched castle! Out with it, Sheriff! Where is the hero of England? Where is Robin Hood?
The outlaw, Robin Hood, is in his cell, awaiting his execution.
Execution! Oh, we'll see about that. On what charge?
He was caught red-handed robbing a merchant, and if he committed no other crime, the punishment would still be execution.
Never. My son will never go through with this. He knows without my support, the support of London's and England's barons, things will never happen.
Oh, don't bother, your majesty. It won't work this time. Even the barons cannot turn a blind eye to such lawlessness. By the end of the day, your son, the prince, will have what he's most wanted. The death of Robin Hood.
Oh, really?
Well,
Then why hasn't it happened already? If this is what my son truly wishes, then why does he hesitate? Is it because he knows how much I disapprove?
not exactly, your majesty.
Well, I know it isn't compassion on your part, Sheriff. My son picks his lapdogs well.
Why not ask him yourself, your majesty? Hodge, please fetch the prince.
Very well, your...
Oh, it's a mistake calling him in, Sheriff. You know that nothing frightens poor Johnny like his dear old mother.
Oh, you'd be surprised, your majesty.
My lords and ladies, the Regent of England, Prince John.
Your Highness, it's all right. You can come out. Robin Hood is safely in his cell, as always.
Thank God. I heard shouting in the hallways and I thought our prisoner had gotten out of his... Oh, it's you, Mother. That explains it. Sheriff, where are my guards? You know to be company all tonight while he is in the castle.
Your Majesty, Your Highness, your loyal subjects are here to greet you.
Oh? Not now, people.
Johnny! Johnny, I've
for that, Mother. Oh, I don't know what to do. I mean, I should be happy. Finally, after all these years, Robin Hood in my grass. But damn it all, I don't know what to do with him.
Johnny. Oh, Johnny. If having Robin Hood is weighing on you so, well, then perhaps you should do yourself a favor and let him go.
No! Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you, Mother? Well, it's not going to happen. I've got him and I'm going to keep him until I can.
What?
His Majesty His Highness is hesitant to do anything permanent with the prisoner,
Lest he turn the tables on me and win the day as he has done before.
So many times before.
You know, Hodge. Shut up, Hodge.
Perhaps Hodge has a point here. If past experience dictates that Robin is to win the day, well then, perhaps you should let him. Well, remember, this is the Robin Hood Springtime Festival, and it's always been a lucky day for him before. Well, why don't you just let him go? I'm sure that a pair of schemers like you and your sheriff have other irons in the fire.
Your Highness, you cannot let Robin Hood go. You let him go, and soon you'll have hundreds of Robin Hoods to deal with.
I know that, Sheriff. Don't you think? I know that. I just need time to think.
Your Highness, you've had 3 months to think about this. Why don't you leave it to me? Let me take care of Robin Hood.
No!
Yes, Your Highness. It's the only way.
Your Majesty, perhaps the royal visitor who accompanied you here today could offer some advice to His Highness.
The Countess? Oh, Hodge, she's a mere distraction. My son couldn't possibly... Oh, of course. Her influence may be just what is needed here.
Influence? Oh, God, don't tell me you've dragged along another prospective bride for me, Mother. You know what I think of your matchmaking skills.
It is not a bride, Johnny. The Countess Urania is a mystic. You know, a sort of fortune teller. She's been plying her trade, entertaining the nobility all around London. The barons believe...
Oh, not the barons again.
Silence, Sheriff. This is my mother you're talking to.
Well,
Go
Johnny.
on, Mother. What about the barons?
Thank you, dear. Well, Johnny, I was about to say, before I was so rudely interrupted, well, that the barons rely on her for everything. Court gossip, news from France, even the planting time in their states.
I see.
Yes, I brought it to you as an amusement, to distract you from your woes, poor boy.
And now it seems you might well benefit from her advice. After all, her predictions almost always come true.
Advice from a charlatan pretending to be a fortune teller. Your Highness, tell Her Majesty that you have no interest in
What
this.
kind of advice, Mother?
A prediction, perhaps? She could foretell an auspicious time when you could, do whatever it is you plan to do with Robin Hood.
Go on.
Well, dear, I'm not sure about this. You know, on second thought, the sheriff does have a point, dear. Well, you can't rely on such things as predictions. It would not be a very good thing. No, I don't think so. Yes.
We should go.
Watch this. Hodge, let's go. This was not a good idea. Oh, you were very wise not to listen to us, Johnny. You won't have to see our mystic or hear her amazing predictions.
Just a moment, you two! Hodge, go and get this countess of yours immediately! Mother! I am surprised at you! You're trying to trick me! You must know that this marvelous mystic of yours can really help me, and you're trying to keep him from me! All so that you can save that criminal of yours! You put Robin Hood before your own son! Oh, disappointed. Disappointed!
I'm sorry, dear. That's all I can say. I did want to trick you. All I could do is apologize.
The Countess Urania, Your Majesty, Your Highness.
Apology not accepted, Mother. I don't think I want to see you right now.
1,000 salutations, noble monarchs of England. The past kings and queens of this land are smiling down at us at this moment. The spirits have certainly aligned to bring us all together at this most auspicious of days.
You may all go. Everyone out! I want to talk to the Countess alone!
Your Highness, don't overthink this.
Relax, Sheriff. I won't lose my head. No flights of fancy for me.
Very well, Your Highness.
And now you, Countess Urania, is it? Is that a real title? I warn you, I don't like charlatans.
Your Highness's reputation for shrewdness is well earned. The noble title of Countess is one that I have bestowed upon myself, but it is the memory of a past life.
I thought so. So, already, one lie. Now tell me why I should listen to you.
I never said that you should, Highness. It was the Queensman Hodge who suggested it. I find myself not particularly disposed to make any predictions today. So if there is no need of me, I will take my leave. Farewell, noble monarch.
Oh, no! I know what you're doing. This is all part of my mother's plot. Oh, will she never stop scheming? She wants me to dismiss you so that you won't help me with this Robin Hood business. Well, you can tell her from me. It'll be a cold day in Nottingham before she puts one over on me. Now come back here at once. I demand you advise me.
Very well, noble prince.
That's better. As you may know, I have a Robin Hood problem. And as you may also know, he has thwarted my every plot for years.
All of England knows of my prince's problems with the bandit chief.
Well, what you may not know is that Robin has been a prisoner in this castle these past 3 months.
I have felt this conflicting energy within the castle. But how clever of my prince to have captured him.
Yes, he just sort of fell into my lap one day, and I've been keeping it quiet for fear of public reprisals.
Naturally. But if that is the case, may I ask why England's regent has not rid himself of the troublesome hood in some quiet way?
Because I want his death to be public, of course. I want to make a statement to all the land that traitors to the crown must die. But if I am to be truthful, I hesitate to do exactly that. After years of defeat at the hands of Robin and his band, dare I make the final definitive move to crush him? I need to know what fate awaits if he dies.
So, I am to understand that His Highness wishes me to make a prediction about what will come. A prophecy, perhaps. Nothing easier. Prophecies are my specialty. Behold, the sands of time. Walk upon the sands of time to know your fate. See it spread out before you.
Is that all? I was expecting the crystal ball at least.
Quiet, you'll break the spell. Highness, tread, walk upon the sand to know your fate. Again, tread lightly, you would know your fate. And now, dance. Dance! Oh, that's enough. Oh, I see it all. It becomes clear. Oh, what see you?
I see a dirty floor. I don't know.
You must look with your third inner eye. See! See the patterns that you yourself have made. See how over here it looks like the tops of trees, and over here an ocean wave. And see how your footprints go first this way and then that way.
I think I do. Yes, I do.
These are the clues to the fate that awaits. The prophecy comes. In Greenwood Glen, the tide will turn. A sunlit lesson last will learn. A sacrifice of sweat and pain. A prisoner's loss is England's gain.
In Greenwood
In
Greenwood Glen, that tide must turn. A sunlit lesson last is learned. A sacrifice of sweat and pain. A prisoner's loss is England's gain. I see it. I understand it all now. I can interpret it precisely. It means that I, England, must take the prisoner Robin Hood back to Sherwood Forest while the sun still shines. Execute him there, then he'll be dead, and I'll have gained my victory at long last.
Well, that's one divination. But don't you think that
Oh, no, there's no time for that now. Can't you see I figured it all out? We've got to move fast. Much to do before nightfall. Edgar!
Right away, Your Highness.
Edgar, call the sheriff, call my mother, call everyone in the castle. This very afternoon we march on Greenwood Glen.
Your Highness, are you sure that's where Robin Hood and his band is known to hole up?
I know that, stupid. But, thanks to the remarkable powers of my new court advisor here, we'll be safe as kittens for once in that horrible forest.
Your Majesty, I never said.
Oh, and Edgar, call the captain of my elite guard. I want him to marshal his troops. We're going to make a grand show of this trip. God, I love the theater.
Damn, but, Your Highness.
Prince. Ah, how did you know I wanted to see you?
Well, there's nothing that happens within these castle walls without us knowing about it. Unlike the sheriff and his guards here. Isn't that right, Edgar? Or did we forget about what happened this morning with Robin Hood?
Never mind that now, Captain. Tell your men to polish up their armor and make themselves presentation ready. This very afternoon we march on Sherwood Forest, and I want to make a dramatic show of force. There's a lesson to be taught today, and I want to show the people of Nottingham something they will never forget.
Now prepare the men for the parade. Guards.
I can't stand those guards! They're so smug and they're color coordinated with the weapons and they're armed with...
Edgar, don't weigh yourself down with such petty thoughts today. As for myself, my heart is lighter than it's been these past 3 months. Think of it. Finally, after all these years, we are going to witness the execution of Robin Hood! Oh, finally! Oh, my word. Which way did you go?
You haven't called it.